What's up, guys? My name is Nicholson. Today we'll be watching He Got Tricked Into Smashing a Transgender.
You tripping, bro.
Let's assume you're inside of a grocery store and you catch this lady looking at you, staring at you, giving you the eye. And at first you look back and look to the side to see if that lady is looking at you or looking at somebody else, because this typically don't happen to you. And you know, she looking fly, you know what I'm saying? You liking what you see. So you decide to go over and talk to her. She tell you her name is Hazel. And you're like, well, hey, you know, my name is such and such, and I'd like to, you know, hang out with you later. She's like, cool, that's fine. You know, and things is going rather easy, because it don't really go this easy like that. And you call her, she says, hey, let's meet up for lunch. You go to lunch and let's go back to the house, and you know, booty clapping sounds. Ah, yes, everything is cool. But there's only one problem. Hazel was born a man.
Man's worst fear. Oh, man's worst fear, bro. Like, oh my gosh, bro. Can you imagine, bro?
That's right, Hazel was transgender. So my question to you is,
fuck, bro.
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Bro.
This is what
I'd go hide in the bathroom and just cry, bro. Low key, bro. That shit. That is something like, bro. I think about that every day. I'll die with that in my mind, bro.
What happened with a young man in Chicago by the name of Orlando Perez.
Investigators say the teenage suspect was so enraged that after shooting the victim multiple times, he left and then returned to the crime scene to open fire once again. Police say video from the neighborhood led them to the alleged 18-year-old Orlando Perez, now held without bond. Investigators say Perez had gone home with the victim, 37-year-old Selena Reyes Hernandez, shortly after meeting her on the morning of May 31st. And in her basement apartment in Marquette Park, Perez learned Reyes Hernandez was transgender.
The offender became very upset. He left the residence. He became more upset.
Low key, why don't they just say that up front, bro? Just in case, you know what I'm saying? Like, just say it up front.
And that's when he came back to the residence, and then he brutally murdered the victim in this case.
Prosecutors say Perez returned to the apartment a third time, again opening fire on the victim's lifeless body.
And in this case with Orlando Perez, the transgender woman was much older than he was, in the 30s. This was a young guy, 18, which leads me to believe that, you know, although it was legal for the transgender to be messing with this young man, he was young, okay? And he was impressionable. He just didn't know that this person was not born a woman. He actually had to find out when he got there. The problem was, when he found out, he shouldn't have came back and gunshots. That was the issue, right? That was premeditated murder. And that's why he's in jail right now. That part of the situation was against the law. But it was also wrong of this person to make him believe that.
That's what I'm saying. They should have been said that, like, up front. You know what I'm saying?
They were a woman when in fact he found out that they were not. And who knows how far they were getting into it.
I feel like they both should go to jail, for real. I mean, he's in jail now, but... Oh, what the hell did I just say? What in the heck did I just say? Yo, my bad, y'all. Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, am I... What the hell? Nah, I'm sorry, y'all. For real. Yo.
Basically, the transgender individual...
The dude shot her, bro. I said bullshit.
Should have let the person know up front that I am born a man and now this. Then he would have had the opportunity to choose a situation.
Because like afterward, it'll be up to him. You know what I'm saying?
Also, that's not the only case. The biggest case of them all is trending all across Highland Park, Michigan, which is right outside of Detroit. There was a young man who was 17 at a time by the name of Carlos Lamar Scotland. He came across Aisha Davis. Looking at Aisha Davis or Asia Davis, from what I'm seeing right now, this to me looks like a woman that was born a woman. He's a young kid.
That did not look like that, man, for real. Nah, I was skeptical on the face structure and stuff.
Looking to clap some cheeks. He goes in there, booty clapping sounds. Then he finds out that this particular individual is not born a woman. And if this information gets out, man, it's going to be bad. So this is the decision that he made.
A cold murder case is finally solved. Let's get out to Highland Park in Shawn Lay, where a woman was shot and killed last summer. Shawn, you have news of a big break in this case.
Truly a big break. A tragedy here at the Woodward Inn, but it happened months ago. Really just one clue to this one is this. 24-hour video, good cameras here. That gave MSP something to go on. They truly called this investigation a whodunit. Well, it has been solved, and now Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy made the announcement today.
She was beloved in her community,
Amen.
And she was known to be generous and a compassionate person, according to her family and many, many friends.
Like,
Wayne County.
I mean, you can't really, like, it's a valid crash out. You know what I'm saying? Bro, because, like, that is crazy, though. You even tell the dude that you were transgender. You know what I'm saying? If you had told him beforehand and he end up, still wanting to pursue you, then I'm saying I get it. But if you haven't told him, bro, you know what I'm saying? Some people reaction to that, you know what I'm saying, is different. You know, no, you're not gonna get no sympathy, or like people will go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Rage.
Prosecutor Kim Worthy highlighting the tragic and
that can really mess up a whole, like, the person's mindset, like mess it up bad.
Mysterious murder of Asia Davis. Let me take you back to June 1st, 2023.
You think
and
you with a girl, and then, like, in all reality, you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude
in Highland Park. A security camera
capturing
this person coming in, then running out. But that person wasn't captured for months. That night, police finding the body of the 36-year-old Asia Davis in her room. She had been shot in her head.
It is alleged that the defendant shot and killed her. At the time of her death, she had recently completed nursing school and was going to start a new job when her life was tragically cut short.
Damn.
At last, a break in what was a very cold case. This 18-year-old Carlos Lamar Scotland was arrested this week and charged with Davis's murder.
Carlos Lamar Scotland is 18 years old. He has been charged with the following offenses: first-degree murder, felony firearm, carrying a concealed weapon, and resisting and obstructing a police officer.
Damn.
Back here live at the Woodward Inn in Highland Park. That's an 18-year-old now facing all of those charges. Prosecutor Worthy says we'll learn more about the circumstances of what went down here when he goes to court in a couple of weeks.
And just recently, he went viral again for doing this inside of the courtroom.
Today was the first day of testimony in the trial of a man accused of killing a transgender woman in Highland Park.
But the proceedings ended abruptly when the defendant fell asleep.
Low key, how would y'all go about this, bro? I want to know y'all intake in this, man, because it's crazy.
CBS News Detroit's Andres Gutierrez joins us from 30th District Court with what exactly happened in that courtroom.
Well, before this morning's proceedings got underway, the defendant, Carlos Scotland, was talking to his attorney, mouthing something to someone in the gallery. But once the first witness took the stand, well, he couldn't stay awake.
Mrs. Scotland, are you okay?
Many in the courtroom saw this as pure disrespect.
Is your client still awake?
Carlos Scotland dozing off as the lead investigator recounted the inconsistencies during his interrogation of the 18-year-old charged with the June 2023 murder of Asia Davis at the Woodward Inn.
Did the defendants ever suggest that there was some type of altercation in the room?
Yes.
And when you look at that picture, sir, is there anything that would suggest there was a struggle or altercation in that room?
Not at all.
MSP Detective James Plummer says Scotland eventually admitted to shooting Davis.
And could you tell us, what did he say as it relates to that, sir?
that he, after the victim swung at him, that he shot the victim in the face or neck area.
Okay. And are you familiar with the medical examiner's report in this case, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And was the victim shot in the face or the neck, sir?
No.
In fact, where was she actually shot?
In the back of the head.
Literally in the back of the head at close range, correct?
Yes.
Did he ever correct that part of it?
No.
Scotland initially claimed it was all done in self-defense after she allegedly attacked him with a knife.
He initially said that he had took the knife and discarded it in a field. He then recanted that and said that the victim swung at him with a closed right fist while possessing a phone in the victim's left hand.
Okay. And did he ever say where the knife was that he claims was there?
He provided great detail initially, looking at a map as to where he discarded this knife before saying that there was no knife.
And just as the detective was getting into details about how Scotland and Davis ended up meeting that fateful night, Scotland's episode began. Eventually, his attorney told the judge another inmate allegedly slipped Scotland 3 pills before coming to court, causing the drowsiness and forcing the judge to adjourn for the day.
Asia Davis, age 36, was found dead in the Highland Park hotel room June 1st, 2023, with a single gunshot wound to her head. And I'm reading this from the article advocate.com. And again, my heart goes out to the family of Asia Davis. Yeah, but I just want to ask this. Again, this is a person who is young, 17. 17 with a person that's 36 in another state, that's usually illegal, but I did Google the legal age of intercourse as an adult is actually 16. So technically, 16? This is legal. The issue is
16?
is the young man went there with the premeditated intention to assassinate the individual, Asia Davis, when this shouldn't have happened, okay? I'm not trying to tell somebody how to feel if they feel like they have been violated or they have been tricked. And of course, you know, hey, it could take a part of a masculinity away from an individual. However, the way that they're putting these things out is, listen, this is a person of color, okay? This is a person that got, you know, a shot on the first week of Pride Week. And so this is how they're just, you know, displaying it. So this 17-year-old young man who obviously, you know, didn't tell the story about what really went down was ashamed that this person or the transgender woman was pretending to be a woman that was born like that and didn't tell this young man. Woodward, so he goes and gets a gun, and now he's gonna face life in prison. I'm gonna tell guys this, especially if you're in some of these cities, and I'm talking about Highland Park is, you know, outside of Detroit, you in DC, you in Atlanta, you need to be very peculiar about, before you go out on these dates, you need to ask a person, were you born genetically a female? Bro. Okay, I don't care how old you are, because people with science and surgery.
Bro, facts, bro. I be hitting them. I'll be like, yo, let me see your baby pictures. Baby pictures, you know what I'm saying? Cause you can't trust nobody out here for real. Like, you like, see, bro, you can see, bro. Like, some girls, you be thinking they're girls, but like, in all reality, they're not, bro.
These folks is looking different. That way you don't have to go down this road. I got a homeboy who live in Atlanta, and he told me straight out, he only deals with chicks that are single moms because they had kids before. So that must mean they were born a woman. That's the only way he deal with a lady out there, is if she got kids. So that could be your approach. But again, if you make the mistakes that these guys did, people are not gonna have no sympathy for you. You're gonna go to jail as a convicted felon, as a convicted murderer, and they're gonna go and say that, hey, this is a hate crime against the LGBTQ community. That's it. And the judge is gonna watch you, all right? So brothers out there need to be very intentional about this. Don't be just thirsty, somebody coming up to you, talking to you, giving you a lot of game. If it seems to be a little bit easier than what it normally is, then you need to ask questions so you don't get yourself involved in situations so that your life can be safe and the other person can be safe too. That's what I'm gonna tell you, all right? So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Ocean.
hope y'all enjoyed this video. You know what I mean? Hope y'all enjoyed this video, but this is actually crazy, though. Like, this is beyond crazy. I want to know. Comment below, how would y'all handle this situation, bro? Cause this, like, I'm so flabbergasted right now. Cause this is probably happening right now to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, honestly, bro, y'all stay safe for real. And live your life fullest. Be blessed. I'm blessed. Thank you for the support. And carry yourself like a king or queen. Be grateful for what you have. And always treat people the way you want to be treated. All right, peace out.